It's the Jill of all trades, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Kandid Kisses TV, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Kandid Kisses blown away. Kandid Kisses TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Kandid Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. Michelle and Kandid Kisses TV with my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
Yo, what's up? It's bruh man from the fifth floor. In the ATL, chilling with Kandid Kisses TV.
What's up, y'all? You're watching Kandid Kisses TV with my homegirl Michelle.
Hello there. Have you asked yourself what you're missing? I have. It's Kandid Kisses TV.
Talk to me, baby. I'm listening.
What's happening, everybody out there, all the loved ones? This is your boy Garfield Bright from the group Shai, and I'm rocking with Kandid Kisses TV, no doubt. So tune in.
It is another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. I'm your girl, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move, the Jill of all trades, and I am everywhere you need and want to be. Now, before we get started, you know I always bring you the dope talents, but let's do this first. Like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And you know why? It's absolutely free. So I need y'all to do that real quick. Act like your mama done taught you something. All right. So now let's get into the man of the hour. First and foremost, I could not do this without my comforter. You know, because
I'm done.
Last time I said, you said you was going to comfort me.
I'm so done. I'm done right now.
And you also said, if you ever fall in love, you was going to be my friend.
I said that. I said it.
So give it up for Mr. Garfield Bright of the group Shai. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm doing well. How about yourself over there? Make the move. Jill of all trades.
You know, I got to,
you know what I'm saying? I love it.
Tell them how to get to your social media first. Let's get that out your way. How they can follow you on everything. Okay,
well, I'm simple. You can find me at IG and Facebook at the Garfield Bright Experience. That's pretty much it. It's that easy.
So I'm going to get all the questions I ever wanted to know. Finally, Jesus.
Holla at your boy.
So first and foremost, when did you know that you can sing and that was going to be your lane?
Wow. Well, I never grew up aspiring to be a singer or anything like that. Like I played basketball. I was a popper, break dancer, fancied myself an MC.
Okay.
All that kind of stuff growing up on the streets of Boston. But when I would always sing songs to myself if I couldn't hear them on the radio. Mm-hmm. And, I think in high school around 10th grade, some girl just, had a nerve to tell me, in one of my little singing fits to myself, I was singing some Stevie or something. Like, yo, you got a nice voice. And in my mind, I was like, oh, shoot, let me find out. You know what I'm saying? The girls like, well, saying, what? So it was raw back then. I had to develop it. But that kind of started me on the path to not being so shy to singing in front of people and stuff like that. But, and so as I got to Howard, my roommate was Darnell my freshman year. He was a musician, and his big brothers basically was the group Riff. His dad used to manage him, from Eastside High School and the Joe Clark's movie and all that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He went to that school, and those guys are actually, some of his best friends from the school, and his dad manages them. Was a social worker at that school, so we used to sing all their songs before they came out to the girls at Howard. Like we would know about the songs, and we'll go to the girl dorm singing some stuff, and in that kind of mode, that kind of helped me break out my shell a little bit more. And then, I was still developing even when Shai first started, because I like I said, that was never like my aspiration. We did a talent show maybe like a couple of weeks before we got, decided to go get a record deal. It was the only talent show we did, but it was like a crazy talent show. It was like Like Apollo at Howard University. It was a show at Crampton where all these talented people would come, and the football players in the New York crowd would come there to try to just boo everybody just because they needed something to do on Friday night. Like they wanted to recreate Apollo, not because the acts were whack, because it was some of the most talented people to ever come through there. And we were lucky enough to go last, so I guess they muscle for booing people just wore out by the time they got to us. And but we sung all these Boys to Men songs, and then we got an encore. And so as the encore, we sung If I Ever, because it was the only song we had left. Right. And we got a standing ovation and everything. And on that stage that night, we realized that, look, if this song was special enough to make those people out there that boo everybody ask for, let's try to see if we can get a record deal. And that's when I started really taking it more serious in that moment, right before we really start. Next thing I know, I woke up, I'm singing on Arsenio Hall show, Jay Leno, just learning like the harmonies, basically getting pledged through all that because Shai harmonies was serious.
Yes. Now, first of all, that's what I was going to ask you too. Because all of y'all are extremely talented. Shai, I don't see nothing shy about none of y'all. So
the name didn't come from like bashfulness or anything. It's it's an Egyptian word, Shai, meaning destiny in human form. And so the Egyptians, they were dope because they did everything like in duality. So they had a male aspect of destiny, which was Shai, spelled S-H-A-I, and then they had a female aspect, which was Renenet, which was like fate. And together, like those two wove a web together to create future. So your future was composed of your destiny and your fate, and male and female. And we took the male part of it for ourselves to call ourselves Shai. But the people in public, and because it was like the music industry, they kind of felt like we were trying to act like play on words and spell it differently, but it was Shai.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we always gonna say.
Yeah, it was never that. It was really because the guys in the group were five alpha members, except for me. And they kind of deal with Egyptology and stuff like that. And so that concept came from their studies in Egyptology. And so, we apply that to ourselves as, children of destiny, pretty much, almost like Destiny's Child.
That was the first though. Y'all was before Destiny's Child though.
But, and we love big ups to them because we love them as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Because what I do appreciate you all, because y'all were in the 90s era with the Boys to Men or whatever, and not many groups could get the harmonies like Boys to Men. Y'all was on it like Boys to Men.
Yeah, Boys to Men, that's our brothers too. We love those brothers, man. I mean, like Sean used to give, I had twin boys, and Sean used to give my sons clothes. He would order like from the stylist, like you can like pay a certain amount of money and the stylist will go find you stuff for the whole year. And, because you don't have enough time to go really shop like Sean. Yeah. And so, but by the end of the year, he would never wear all of that stuff. And then for a new shipment to come in, he was like, "Yo, man, what size are your sons, man?" And since I had twins, it was hard to boys grow like. So he dope. They would have dope clothes going to school because it was Sean's clothes.
I know that's right. Shoot, that's fam for real then.
Yeah, we got love. Because they end up having twins and stuff. We kind of coached them a little bit through some of their twin issues and stuff. Yeah, so Boys to Men, I love Boys to Men, man. They did have the harmonies, and then Wanye with the leads doing that, Sean too, all of them, Nate too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when we heard Coolie Eye Harmony, we used to sing that. That show, we came out singing that particular show, the only show we did before we got signed, we came out singing that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I was like, injection, fellas.
There it is.
And then Please Don't Go Away. And then we sung This Is My Heart, where Sean sings lead. And then we sung End of the Road. I think we sung End of the Road, something like that. And then we sung If I Ever. So we grew up on Boys to Men and Jodeci. Those were our two like favorite like groups back then. Just like everybody else, pretty much.
Man, listen, if you was raised in the 90s, if you didn't know nothing about Jodeci or Boys to Men, you're missing something in your life.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They kind of blazed that trail, especially with the story how Jodeci just got signed off the street like that. That gave us the impetus to be like, look, we could do that too. And of course, Boys to Men with the Coolie Eye Harmony and Wanye killing it. Everybody knows the movie and stuff like that. Like, and they were under, back in the day, Mike Biv kind of found them. Like, they were part of the Biv 10 bunch. And they had the fly little sheepskin coats on, Mike with the cane, you know what I mean? So they were like a favorite of ours. We used to like study their success and how they did their harmonies. But we had our own little sound to it. We kind of had a different little version of it, but we had to have our harmonies tight because you had Silk. Jodeci had tight harmonies.
Come on, now.
Had tight harmonies. This group called UNV had tight harmonies. I mean, people was Portrait had tight harmonies. with the "Here We Go." They had the little all that stuff. Everybody's harmony intro. Like, of course, SWV and J, you know, but you know,
like, I'm 80s baby, so I was raised on nothing but 90s.
And then my favorite group as a person, if I was never in the industry, like my favorite group was Mint Condition. That's who I look.
Come on, Stokely.
And people don't even know that Stokely is a drummer, like for real, like that, like by trade. Like if you put that boy behind some drums, you think he can sing? You think he can write? Yes, he can. But that boy is like, he'll kill you on them drums, man. You think he was Questlove or somebody up there? So I'm dead serious. But that was the only group to me, because they call all of us boy bands, but they were really a band. They were a band. Like all of them, they coming out that Minneapolis Prince, you know, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis mode. They was playing. So the musicality of them was just crazy to me. I enjoyed them. You know what I mean?
Now, I always wanted to ask, because I know a lot of times when you're just a singer or whatever, eventually the nerves go away. But when you like your first time on stage, were you nervous? Or are you just like, no, I'm with my fam, it's just whatever?
Because I was still pretty much learning, because like I never grew up wanting to sing, so I never like, you know, like literally, like when we started doing Arsenio and Jay Leno, those are like my first performances ever in front of people, because we only did this one show before we got signed.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely nervous.
Okay.
But then, you know, there's, you know, how in those moments you find out stuff about yourself, like that fight or flight. You don't never really know what's going to happen until you get in that moment. People talk all that smack, like I would. You don't know what you'll do until you in there. And then I found out about myself that I'm a little trooper. You know what I'm saying? I was like, instead of cowering down, I was like, all right, here I go then. If it's going to be like that, let's go.
Listen, I was watching one of y'all y'all live performances. I don't know what show it was on, because it was just y'all singing. But I was watching it, and then you was in there looking at them like, all right, it's my turn. All right, but all right.
Hey, all the little eye contact cues and all that. Because it's like, it's one thing to be singing those harmonies and concentrating on your note versus three other notes and making sure that you on point and you ain't flat. But then there's another thing when you break off of that, and then you got to carry a lead. And you got to be fly with it and then jump back into the harmonies, you know what I'm saying? It's like double dutch, you know what I mean? And so you see how double dutch, you got to have skills and watch out for all these components. It was kind of, at first, it was like that for me. Like I was learning everything just like that. But then after a while, it's like a stick shift. After a while, you don't have to even concentrate on pressing the clutch and shifting gears, none of that. You can be in traffic eating a whole thing of food, shifting gears and driving, you know, not even thinking about it no more. So eventually I got acclimated, started learning what my voice could do, started having little go-to little devices in my style. You know, once I found what I was and how I can get down, then, you know, then everything kind of opened up from there.
Has anybody ever compared to you like the Johnny Gill of the group? Because it seemed like every time I'm finna show you.
Hell of a compliment. If anybody ever said that, that's like, wow, because Johnny Gill, it don't pretty much get too much better than that. Like he's
but you know, when Johnny come, he gonna give you what you want. So he'd be like, all right.
Like my manager told us, like, you know, because like if I ever, like when it was my turn up, it was like, yo, G, we need you to come and do something exciting.
Right.
So that's why I came with that, my, you know. But I didn't even know that was a style of mine. I was just trying to do something exciting. I didn't even know if my voice was going. I was just like, well, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna put a man growl on it, like some Teddy Pendergrass. You know, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I needed to give him something to grab your attention, and that came out of my body.
Right.
But, definitely Johnny, you know, learning the ropes and music and stuff like that, like seeing him from Stacey Lattisaw days, you know, Perfect Combination and all that, way before New Edition and all that. Like when he was Johnny Gill way back then in Maryland and Virginia, I was peeping Johnny Gill's voice. And then we got real cool with his people, his brother, his cousin from To The Extreme and stuff like that, Randy and them. You know, the group To The Extreme, that was his people. So, I mean, they can sing too. But Johnny is just extraordinary and stuff like that. Like the stuff he can do with his vocal, like his tone, and then the tricks he can do, and how he can just, his range. He kind of fools you into thinking that he's not going that high because it's such a rough thing on it. Try to sing some of that Johnny stuff. It's like up there, like some.
I tried.
You know I mean? But nah, man, that's a hell of a compliment. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Nah, I've never been told that before. You know, but Johnny is one of them cats that you can't front on vocally. He'll take you out. Yeah, you just enjoy that. You know what I mean?
I'm moving into y'all music videos. Now, what was your favorite music video that you all ever did?
Ah, wow, that's crazy that you asked me that. Okay. My favorite video that we ever did was a song we did called Yours. It was
Why
like,
you steal my answer?
what? Stop playing.
That was literally legit. That was mine. I'm kidding you. It's on my. I'm like, man, that was mine.
Oh man, and the reason, it's a few reasons. I'm gonna tell you the reasons why it was my favorite one. One, we got to do it in New York. I love New York, so we got to go to New York. But two, like at that time in R&B, like the girls that were getting all the play were like the kind of like the light skin, what is it, ethnically ambiguous types of chicks and stuff like that, which they were beautiful, you know what I mean? But I wanted to, coming from Howard with all them chocolate sisters and stuff like that, if you notice in my videos, like my significant other, when I got to pick up, I'll pick up a brown skin, like a real looking person. And so I remember that video, they gave us all these Z cards with all these, beautiful different types of shades, 16 shades of black in the building, right? But I wanted a different standard of beauty. I got to, a lot of times they left that up to me to pick the girls, like the place would belong, all them girls. But that one, I just wanted one female that was gonna represent a standard of beauty of blackness, and I wanted her to be elegant, but I didn't want her to be typical looking. Right. So I put this black model. She had like a long neckline. Her facial features weren't like typical beauty features of the industry at the time, but I thought she was beautiful. And, she was elegant the way she carried herself, like a queen, like she was queenly, like she was real understated, but queenly. And I wanted that to be the love interest for the group, because, it wasn't like a one-on-one with the girl. She was like representing the song. And so I picked her, and I loved the way she came off on camera. And then she was shocked that, she came up to me and was like, yo, what made y'all, And then I told her everything I just told you. And she was like, respect. I was like, nah, respect. You know what I mean? And that let me really stand on that. Like I always was conscious about that being a situation in industry. So that was the first time I really got to have some input. And then the third thing is, that was one of the first times that I got to write my own verse all the way down. Like that verse is me, all me. And, because the first album we had to do it in 2 weeks. So we actually had to rely on songs that we had already done or written and put music to them. Because a label, instead of selling If I Ever Fall in Love for $9.99, they wanted to be able to sell the album for $20. So they was like, hurry up, get something, So we was rushing through it. We was up almost 24 hours a day for 2 weeks straight trying to put an album together. And I didn't really get a big input. Like I wrote a song called Don't Want to Play No Games in there. And I got to add a little bit of here and there, but I feel like I'm a good writer, and I didn't really get my chops off on that album. With the second album, Blackface, and Yours and stuff like that, I contributed greatly and stuff like that. So that was my first time writing something that was actually a single. And then I got to sing it in my style that I finally learned the style. That was the first time I had a style that I could depend on, because I came from a jazz household, not a gospel. And that, ooh, tell me what you need and I will make sure I prove. Like those are jazz runs.
Yeah, that Ella vibe, Ella Fitzgerald.
And that was me. And I was finally able to figure my own lane out and express it, and the video and all at once. It was just, that meant a lot to me. That whole song, video, that whole thing was like a coming out for your boy. That was,
Well, speaking of videos, you also got to be in one of my favorite iconic videos is SWV Week.
Oh, Week! That was crazy how that happened, man.
How did that happen? Because, everybody know the rumor mill. So was it true? Was y'all dating or not?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But that's how it happened. Like I was hanging out with Coco, and you're supposed to clear stuff with your label first before you do stuff like that. Okay. I was always so anti-structural, coming out of Howard and that being an era of, fight the power and all that conscious, we were built out of that. So I wasn't checking in with no label. That's how I looked at it. Like, I'm a grown man. If I'm going to be in my girl video, I'm going to be in the video. So I was kicking it with her. And then she had to go to, I think, a meeting with Lionel Martin, who directed it. And, we were talking and stuff. And he was like, yo, you want to be in a joint as a leading guy, whatever. I was like, oh, word, I'm down. And he gave me the treatment, like it was Coco had a fighter in the ring, that she was like, her girls was like her mafia. And then, I'm representing like a mafia type of brother, and I got my fighter in there, and whoever wins get to take all, whatever. Of course, they win. It's their video, right? But there was a whole host of brothers that I was cool with from Troop in there. Chris Latimer was in there. There was a whole bunch of cats in that video that was kind of celebs on their own. But I got, me and Coco was an item. So when the video first started, we talking at the train tracks and all. It was dope. I got to act a little bit through there and stuff like that. And then that song is one of the best that all their songs been hits. because Coco and them put out hits. But that was one of they like people know that hit above, kind of like a cut above the other ones. But it's a few of them, Rain. It's a few of them that was like, you know,
always on my mind. I'm like,
right here even like dun, 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 dun. And then that Teddy remix, that Human Nature remix.
Yes.
So dun, 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 dun. Chris Brown redid it, and they had hits.
It was the one that was on the soundtrack. Shoot, I can't think of the name of it now, but that was my joint for a minute. It was on the Above the Rim soundtrack.
Oh, which one was oh yeah, Pure Love, Purified. You choose your heart?
No, it was Anticipation.
Oh,
What's to come.
Not the only, Right Here? Is that Right Here?
No, I don't know what the name of that song. I know it was my joint though. I know that.
Anything with Coco singing it was crazy. But then later on, you start to hear Lily and Taj's voice, especially on that "Choose Your Heart and Not Your Mind" song.
Mm-hmm.
They with that Real Love Purified, that was Taj and Lily blowing. I was like, yo, okay.
Still got it. I got a pleasure to meet them. Them heifers still blowing.
Yeah, for sure. That you know, even if I wasn't involved with Coco, that's still one of my favorite groups too of all time. Like
I know about the Versuz.
When we was on tour, man, look, we used to stand on the side of the stage and watch Coco sing because she sounded exactly like the record, and all them difficult runs was exactly the same every night. That we was like, is she singing? Like we was with her and trying to figure out, is she singing? Or was that like, you know what I mean?
That hurt.
And then she wouldn't even be moving that hard or like frowning or nothing. She'd just be sitting there like, and that's what be coming out of her mouth. The only other person I know that's like that don't even show nothing but all kind of crazy stuff come out there is Lettucey. She could just stand there and just be almost stone faced and all this crazy vocals, ranges, and power.
Lettucey is a beast. People be sleeping on her, but her last song too. Like I've been a fan of hers for a while, but her last song was just so dope. I was just like, y'all, if y'all don't like her right now, y'all need to get on it.
I liked her. Look, the way I came into knowing about her was crazy because, like I said, I'm a jazz dude. I was in San Francisco at this restaurant called Yoshi's, and it was like not the Modern Jazz Quartet, but it was a jazz band, and then featuring somebody, and it was spelled, you know, Lettucey, how she Ledise, whatever. And I was like, what's a Ledise? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? And then she came out. And they introduced, and I looked, oh God, I can't think of the name of the jazz quartet, but they came out and I was like in awe of them because I'm a jazz head, and they were in awe of her. They were introducing this young girl like she was the next. I was like, wow. And then what? She came out there in this jazz kind of context. It wasn't R&B. She was singing jazz standards.
Right.
Man, she delivered vocals that I had never like. It was just awesomeness on top of awesomeness. I was just blown away. And then the next time I heard her, she was in R&B context. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, that's like a Lamborghini being forced to go like 30 miles an hour. Like, she sound good, but y'all don't really know what I heard that night in the thing. Like
her range, oh my God, it's ridiculous.
So I already knew what it was. I feel like before everybody, before she came out, you know. I was almost disappointed that she had to come out through R&B because I was like, her voice, R&B can't hold that. Like, that's just too ridiculous. But, you know, she did her thing, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she could do a little bit of everything.
She can do anything vocally she thinks to do with her voice. There's nothing she can't. She can go low. She can go super high. And then she can perform it with this pizzazz of like, she's one of my, she's an icon in the making, man.
Absolutely.
Did you hear that thing where there was Lettucey, Jill Scott, two other ones? They did the thing, they did the Four Women by what's her name? Nina Simone, that it's called Four Women or something like that, and they each sing a part of the song.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you gotta treat yourself to that right there, boy. I can't think of the name. I think it's Four Women because Nina Simone did a song and she's describing like the plight of these four women, but she's doing the story. She's singing the whole thing in the you know, with the plot of these four different individual Black women and what they have to go through. And
dang.
But for the song, it was like four actual women. It was like Lettucey, Jill Scott. I want to say like Kelly Price maybe, and another dope diva type vocalist. Like
Layla Hathaway or somebody like that?
Oh, it wasn't Layla. Layla, that's a whole nother animal right there. With the two notes, harmonies at one time. There's some talent out here, boy, in these streets.
Oh, no, that's right. Now, what was your most memorable moment on stage like?
Most memorable moment. Let me think about this. Well, it was a lot of them because we got into a couple of fights. You know what I'm saying? Not with each other, but like with the crowd, like people hating. That was memorable with me and Don. I ain't gonna talk about that. And then, one time we was chilling with Naughty by Nature. We ended up helping them fight these security dudes. That was memorable. But I think the most memorable was we got to do the Bill Clinton inauguration. And every day for like a week, we got to practice. Like every day for hours, we got to practice with Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Sounds of Blackness, Take Six, Luther Vandross, Benny King. Yeah, like all in a circle. Like, cause we at the end we had to sing We Are the World together. So Quincy Jones and Ray Charles was playing the piano, and Michael Jackson was in it. So we had to practice with them, and we were in these tents with them. Doing for like our dressing rooms, it was outside in these little tents, and we was roommates with Take Six, Idols, and Luther was across the hall from us, so he would come over. It was just like, and the only reason we got to be on that is because, unbeknownst to us, Chelsea Clinton was a Shai fan. She told her dad, "Can Shai be in this?" And that's how we got there. Like, what? More recently, the artist known as Her, it was like this thing they do on VH1 for Mother's Day. Dear Mama. Well, her's mother happens to be big fans of SWV and Shai. So she literally brought SWV and Shai to that show to sing for her mom on her Mother's Day, which is ironic that it's coming up in a couple of days. But that was a dope moment because, for us to be back on stage on something that big with an artist that I always thought was crazy dope. Out of the new generation, she's like incredible. And then her mom like Shai, like it was like, dang, you don't get no better than that.
Listen, so, nice. People don't even realize how strong music has a hold on people's lives. It just unites everybody, all genres, all ethnicities, everything.
That was fun because everybody was in the audience. I'm talking about like Monica, the T.I.s of the world. Ashanti was out there. Like it was just everybody was out there. Just it was just dope to see all them after all that time. Like, oh shoot, oh what's up, So that was memorable. That was memorable.
But one of
and the only other one is before Biggie passed at Howard, we did a homecoming, and Biggie introduced us. Like he gave us his dope introduction. He got on stage and introduced Shai. And that was like, come on, B.
ESP or something? Because I was gonna ask you. I was legit gonna ask you about Biggie, but I was gonna ask you about Tupac first. So then you answered the Biggie question. So yes,
Pac showed us crazy. Okay, so my Pac is there's a few different things with Pac because Pac was dope. Where everybody loved Pac, but Pac was dope, man. Like we were in France one time and our label had like double booked us and we was doing the equivalent of the Grammys out in France and realized that we were supposed to be in New York in about 4 hours. So our label was forced to put us on this plane called the Concorde. That was like a jet that went like Mach 3. And they got us from France to New York in 3 hours to do a show where it was Tupac featuring like Dave Hollister because that Ooh, child. Dave had to sing it on that one. Baby, no. Tony, Tupac, and Shai. Those three at this show was the very first show, the pilot episode of some stuff called MTV Unplugged. The very first episode was us. Exactly. So we almost got to miss that because our label, but we made it, and that's when we met Pac and got real cool. And then shortly thereafterwards, our album had gone platinum, and so we had a platinum party. And we invited Pac, and he came. And you know how the label president was talking all along on the mic, and Pac just shout out, "Hey man, will you let the brothers speak?" You know what I'm saying? The dude shut up, gave us the mic. And that's how us and Pac got cool. It's like so that was like those were some cool moments. And I would see him all the time in Vegas. He stayed in Vegas in the casinos. I would always bump into him and give him the pounds and poly with him for a little while, talk about all kind of different stuff. But Pac, that was a one of a kind brother right there.
So how does it feel to just be in that genre, that generation where all the dopest artists, in my opinion, because music changed over the years or whatever, but that 90s era was so iconic. Like how does it feel to just be a part of that?
Look, I was aware that it was the dopest ever while I was in it. That's why I thank God for like for hip hop and R&B. Yeah, that was a golden era for both at the same time. Right. And you could just it was so dope to be on tour with these dudes because nobody sounded alike. Like today, a lot of people kind of maybe have a similar production style or vocal melodies. Back then, H-Town didn't sound nothing like Boyz II Men, didn't sound nothing like Silk, didn't sound nothing like Jodeci, didn't sound nothing like Shai. Everybody was a one of one. So you could literally root for everybody. It was love, and nobody was hating because everybody knew they had their own style. Like Silk had their own style from Shai, even though because our names were so short and started with an S, people would think that we were Silk, and that was. But sonically, Little G and the crazy harmonies they had was their thing. But it was their thing. They wasn't trying to sound like us. We weren't trying. And so it was just dope to be a part of. Everybody was not biting and had their own style, and it was all dope. And then the same for hip hop. Like the gamut goes just down the line. Like everybody was incredible lyricists. I mean, you can go from the Slick Ricks to the Big Daddy Kane to the KRS-One to the Grand Poobah and with Brand Nubian. This is before the Nas's and the Jay-Z's and the Buckshot Shorties and like everybody. Like then the Roots came out. Like the Roots is like mint condition. You know what I'm saying? They a band, but for hip hop. You know what I mean? With Black Thought. Malik B, rest in power, you know what I'm saying? And Questlove, like, come on. And nobody's ever since been like that creative like that in the name of, hip hop and R&B. Then you have people like D'Angelo coming through in the clutch, and it was just
was as a writer. Like I'm like, I know he could sing, but I'm like, oh, that nigga got a pen too.
Come on, arrangements, writing, just an artist. Then let's throw in Angie Stone since we're gonna mention D'Angelo, you know what I'm saying? And Dwayne, first time I heard him, he was producing for Bahamadia on this teaser. It was like 2 songs for these lady artists. It was like Rod Digger, I think. It was like 3 lady artists, and Bahamadia was on there. And her production was this dude named Dwayne. And then later, like 3 or 4 years later, he finally came out and was able to, know. But like, come on, man. Like that time period was magic. Like you like listening to the radio. The radio had all your favorite songs.
You took me back when you said Rod Digger. I remember her too. Like
Rod Digger was crazy with Busta Rhymes and them, the last Boy Scout.
Yeah.
She was on there. She was representing the women, man. And it's Lauryn Hill. Like people could say what they say about whatever she went through and all that. But I challenge anybody to find a doper MC. I ain't even talking about as a female, just period. Then Lauryn was rocking back then, getting everybody ass. And then as a vocalist,
right?
Lauryn was. Yo, come on, man. So the Fugees was crazy. They songs was hits. A lot of them songs was the anthems to our times, And then she came out with the Miseducation. Yo, times was just dope back then, man. Then Talib, like Black Star came out with Talib, Almost Deaf, and that whole brown skin lady. And then the new moon rose high up in the crown of the metropolis, shining like who on top of like come on, the lyrical, come on, just. Hip hop R&B was just come on, man. High tech beats.
With music was music.
Yo, it was just crazy across the board, man. I loved it.
I still love it. I'm still rocking the R&B. But I'm gonna move on to what did you learn during the quarantine time? Because I know that was a little rough for everybody.
I learned how to do Pro Tools. Now I can record myself.
Okay.
So I've been working on an album, like a solo piece, and because I don't know how to do beats. Okay. The whole thing is a cappella, even the tracks. Like I come up and mimic the instruments, and then I sing the song on top of that. So the album is gonna be called Off Track, and I'm gonna probably put out like 9 songs of it. I'm gonna sing maybe like 20 to 30, but 9 songs of that I'm gonna put out called Off Track. It's a whole a cappella album, but it's percussions because I'm making the beats. Like I'm doing some beatboxing stuff underneath. I'm doing string instruments. I'm doing some percussive stuff. Some sound effects, but then I'm doing harmonies and stuff on top of all. Like, it's coming out dope. I can't front. I actually like it. So
all the checks that come with that, you get all the arrangements.
I get everything for that. You know what I mean? So, but it's feeling good. And I got my Pro Tools rig. I got my Inbox, my little mic. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm doing something over here.
Well, listen, I'm a writer. If you need a little 2 cent, I got a pen game too now.
Don't play. I heard them chops over there earlier too. Don't mess with me.
Now, that's the one thing I forgot to ask because I know it's always one. Now, some people say it was you, but I don't know. Who was the biggest flirt in the group?
Flirt?
Yeah.
Scheiße, man. I guess did I flirt? I don't know. I would say Carl, actually. Okay. I would give that to Carl. Carl was probably the biggest flirt. I was always just in situations like You know what I mean? I was just floating around, just oblivious to stuff. And then, you know, if you're female crossed my path and we might have catch an eye contact or something like that, you know what I mean? But I was never the type, I ain't consider myself having no game and not come up and just holler at the girl and spit some stuff. And people put me in that envelope, but I wasn't that dude. I was kind of like, I ain't like rejection. So, you know, I saw a cutie. I might get a little low key shy to kind of approach.
Okay.
The only way I approach is now I had to make sure that eye contact was there and I could read in that eye contact that it was on. Then I can approach. But if it wasn't that, I wasn't one of them dudes that can just come up to some girl and just start kicking it. You know, a lot of cats was built like that, and they were successful with that. I ain't never had that. That wasn't me.
Look, my friends tease me like, you don't know how to flirt. I was like, I absolutely don't. But if I know that they're interested, game on.
Yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? Because I don't like rejection. You know what I mean? I don't like putting myself out there like that. But I can't assume. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Carl he'll just go for his. He'll just go for his.
Listen, you can't lose if you don't try.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt like that's how he was doing it too. You know what I mean? But me, I was more like, you know, I flash a smile, and if I got some good feedback, you know what I mean? Then it was on. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, y'all didn't play Shy Brother like on Five Heartbeats?
Nah, like Five. But that movie was the movie that we used to look at before we got a record deal. Straight up, we used to watch that like seriously. And Shy Brother was one of our favorite scenes, man. He did that boy so cold.
Didn't he? That was one of my favorite movies, but I was like, he had to do him like that.
He did him so cold, man. Leon, boy.
I feel like I don't feel like Leon be playing a role. I feel like that's really him.
That seemed like him, right? In real life, he just so naturally could play that. Like, and then you see him in other things, he was still Leon. Like, right. At least in my eyes, that was Leon. No matter where I saw him, that's Leon.
So, well, we're gonna move on to the more of the music. So, who is your favorite rapper and singer, and why?
Damn, that is like, come on, you can't ask me who my favorite rapper is. Like, that's too. Oh my God, it's too many, man. That laid it down over time frame, like that get the props.
So you in the island right now, and you could only take 2 rap CDs. Who is gonna be?
Oh my God. Well, for the new school, and it ain't all the way to the newest school, like the now school, but the new school, when we came out in the 90s, the new school was like Nas and Wu-Tang. They were new school.
Right.
And both of them, but E-Double, Eric Sermon and EPMD with Keith Murray and Redman and all that, boom, boom, all that shit, and Black Moon and all that, and then, but Nas, that Nas record, and Jay-Z is incredible. But I was more of a Nas dude before I became a Jay-Z dude. Even though we did a joint with Jay-Z, an underground joint with Jay-Z. We did a joint KRS one too called Destiny, like the Slick Ricks, the KRS ones, and the Big Daddy Kanes of the world, and then Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation, Lyrics to Go. The whole Midnight Marauders album, and Low and Theory. Like, I'm a hip hop head, like and so to pick one, dude, is crazy. But and then My Philosophy came out. Rakim came out with that whole. I'll probably take that Nas Illmatic.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have to take the I gotta have Midnight Marauders, but I gotta have the 36 Chambers. Okay. Like, I gotta have them three. Midnight Marauders, 36 Chambers, and Illmatic. I'll take them 3. I can't choose 2, but them 3. And I'm leaving out all kind of foundational, like I like that Dead Prez albums, and Get Free. Okay,
so now for your singers, who is it?
Damn, now you killing me softly. Oh my God. Dang. Well, I told you my favorite group was Mint Condition.
Okay.
So that first Mint to Be Mint album, I'm keeping that with me. But I like Brian McKnight first album a lot, you know what I mean? Okay. And from SWV once again, they got them classics. Jodeci. My favorite Jodeci was Diary of a Mad Band. Like, show me, girl. That album right there, Cry For Me. Like, ooh.
And Forever My Lady was dope with Stay, Come and Talk to Me.
Come and Talk to Me, and the remix, Come and Talk to Me remix.
Yes. Oh, and then I don't know what album this was on. I think that was the Hotel album or something. But
the Hotel After Party. Yeah.
Pump It Back was my shit. That was it.
Yo, they had all this stuff. They did the joint they did with Pac was dope. I don't know, man. Like, but I'm a definitely roll with Mint Condition, that Meant to Be Mint album. You know what I mean? They got that got my attention, and like, damn, that's just way too hard. Like, it's too many dope vocalists like out there that I love. But man, since that's my favorite group, I'm just gonna stick with the group and just call it a day because I can't even do no individuals. It's way like I love D'Angelo, I love Music Soul Child. Like, it's just too many dope artists. You know what I'm saying? Like that Soul Star album by Music Soul Child. You know, people like other ones, but for me, Soul Star, that killed the game for me, man. Then Delray killed the game. You know, and then Layla. I can't even go into the zone of Layla-ness. Like Layla is like one of my most incredible, like the stuff she was doing with Robert Glasper lately when she was redoing Cherish Today by Sade and all that kind of stuff. Her voice. I love hearing Layla sing, and but I don't know. That's just that's too hard. I can't even. I have to be back on that one right there.
You got the main people you like. Now, during the quarantine, there was a lot of people who was all tuned in on the Versuz, right? So what's a Versuz battle that has not happened yet that you would want to see?
Damn. There's so many potential Versuz joints out there popping off. Maybe let's see. I want SWV to battle somebody.
They are.
But who's they rocking with
battling Escape on Sunday.
Yeah, Escape. That's right. They are battling Escape. Mm-hmm. That's one of the ones theoretically I had in my mind before it actually became a reality.
Yeah.
But did Monica battle Brandy?
She did. Wait a minute, that was the biggest one of all time.
Yeah. But these were things I thought about when that first Versuz came out. I was like, yo, Monica and Brandy. Like I had a list.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, like maybe like Silk and Jodeci or something.
You almost had what I was going to say. I say Silk and Drew Hill.
Yo. Ooh.
But the only reason I don't say Jodeci because I feel like Jodeci was like the Godfather all over.
Yeah, no, that. Well, really, the Godfathers of us all is New Edition.
Right. Yeah. True.
They're around our age, but they was out since they was 12. You know what I mean? Yeah. So by the time we got in the industry, they was already in the industry like 20 years. You know what I mean? So they really and the way that they perform on stage, they show and how professional and polished. You know, they the OGs of our genre. Absolutely. But yeah, I feel you though. Jodeci is like before the what you call it? I don't
even think I don't think there's anybody fair that can go against a Jodeci. Like
I was thinking of it just in terms of like at least content wise, like Silk got like freaked me and like some of the nasty kind of and Jodeci. But other than that, you're right. Like Jodeci is their own lane. Like
I can't even put like if you're gonna go around like you could say a Boyz II Men because they're the same. But
they different. They styles are so like that's a different music. Like
right.
I couldn't do that. Like even though like you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but what you just did was it. Just like that's like perfect. Like how 112 against Jagged Edge would be perfect.
Right.
Like that's just perfect setup. Like you know what I mean. Yeah.
And I've been telling them like, hey, bro, what you gonna do?
Yo, that would be incredible. That would be an incredible battle for sure.
They need. I mean, it can still happen. We waiting.
That would be crazy.
Now, speaking of vocals, all right. So we're gonna do a little thing called the vocal battle.
Okay.
So I'm going to put some names out here, and if you had to come up with your own team, you had to put them in a row. Who would you want to go for you? So, for example, if you have a Usher versus a Mario, who you rocking with?
Damn. Well, I know Usher because when he was Usher Raymond and he was with MCA, you know, I used to always see Usher around. But Mario, that You Should Let Me Love You, that Neo wrote. But I'm gonna rock with Usher, even though I got mad respect for Mario too. He got that dope style. And ain't he Mario Winan, like one of the Winans family? You know, that family of BB and CC, ain't he part of them? So these just music personified, but I'm a rock with that.
That's Mario Winans. I'm talking about the You Should Let Me Love You Mario.
Yeah, that Mario is, I think his last name, I think he was Winans.
Is he? No,
I
that's
think
two Marios.
Yeah, I think that Mario is like the first Mario that Neo wrote the song for. I think he a Winans. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, we can fact check though. Don't give me lying for the show.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? But I believe I might be right. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna rock with Usher on that one, man. Usher was an NCAA label mate, and I watched him rise from the songs he used to do with like Al B. Sure and Kyle West all the way up to him just.
Look, I've been an Usher fan since Can You Get With It? So
you know what I'm saying? What's that? Don't make me waste your time. What's that?
I know what you're talking about. All the time I think of you.
Yeah. That was when he was a little boy, basically. To coming out with confessions like that whole Usher bad boy, man. And vocally, he matured so much.
Yeah, he did.
Doing them runs and stuff, he was starting to get more range and shit. And of course, he was like kind of like the original Chris Brown with the dancing. You know what I mean? But Chris took it to another level. Chris a bad boy too.
All right, we got Jamie Foxx versus a Tyrese.
Ooh, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. That Jamie Foxx is a bad boy.
Yeah,
I mean, Tyrese is a bad boy too. He came out. People kind of started sleeping on Tyrese, man. Like, go back to Sweet Lady and listen to this man. Okay. But yo, Jamie Foxx, man, he used to come by the studio sometimes when we were recording our second album and just sit in and give me some encouragement. Like I'll be doing runs and stuff that I wouldn't do on the record. Yeah, and he'll be like, man, why you don't do that on the record? You know what I mean? I was like, yo, because I ain't write that particular part. Like I don't, man, you better, he used to do me like that, because but that's that dude. The stuff he did with Ray, how he could do his. Man. I have to go with Jamie, man. Just on the I don't know. Like Jamie is just a bad. Jamie, I'll sing a whole bunch of things,
man. He's an all around.
He a beast, man. Yeah, he a beast.
All right, we got Jasmine Sullivan versus Brandy.
Stop right there. I don't even know what else you're gonna say. I can't even. Go ahead, say another name. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Okay, it's Jasmine Sullivan versus Brandy.
Oh, and I love Brandy. Come on, how you gonna do that to me, man? And Brandy, to me, I don't care what nobody say, that first album, this dude named Rashawn Patterson wrote some of them songs. And the other dude was the gospel family dude. I can't think. It wasn't the Winans. I can't think of his name. The other writer was one of them gospel family writers. Okay. Rashawn Patterson's songs was crazy. Rashawn Patterson is crazy. And Brandy is like, I love Brandy, man. Like, but you put Lions and Tigers and Bears on.
Yes.
I don't think nobody like, come on, man. Like Jasmine Sullivan.
Pick up the pieces.
She's incredible, man. Like I don't know what the hell got into her voice to let her do what she be doing. That remake she did, the Babyface. You know that song? It was like a remake of a Babyface old song. Shoot.
I know Babyface song, but I didn't know she remade one.
Yeah, like Babyface he produced it again for her, but he remade it with her. Like but it was like the melody. I know you people out there listening probably ain't saying it. Like you can't say it, G. Say it, G.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up.
That song that she did. What was one of her more recent? Jasmine Sullivan. She came in Babyface production.
All I know is her new album, Hotels. She got pickup.
I don't know if it was on the album. I think it was like
it might have just been a single.
It was definitely a single. It was played everywhere. This is like a couple of years ago, maybe 3. I'm so mad at myself. But
I'm trying to look it up because I mean,
you look up her and Babyface, you'll see it. And you're like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah,
still that.
Because whatever Jasmine do, I know it's gonna be bomb. So, all right, last one, Kiki Wyatt versus.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. The stuff she was doing with Avant. Hold on, let me just. Yo, that chick right there. Mm-hmm. What the hell? Okay, go ahead. Throw somebody out there.
Versus Mariah Carey.
Look, Mariah got the most hits out of what's in the Guinness Book of World Records with all the Grammys and the hits, and her voice is just extra phenomenal since she started. But that thing that Kiki got, like that thing, I don't know what that thing is. She just got that thing with her vocal to me. Like Faith got that thing too. Faith Evans, like that thing. I don't know what to call that. You know, it ain't just soul because Mariah's soulful as hell.
Call it. She got
There's
it.
some things she got like with that. It's something I don't even know what to put my finger on to call that. But yeah, Kiki. I don't know Kiki. I ain't never get enough of Kiki out there. Like I still need more Kiki.
Kiki had like when she came on what is it, R&B Divas, like I know she could sing, but I didn't know her range was so dope until she got on R&B Divas and they was in the studio. So I was like, wait a minute, Kiki. That heifer there.
Man, that stuff that she be doing with Avant, I need more of that. Like they got such a chemistry. Like I ain't lying. Like I don't know when they discovered each other, but them two together, they should just be a straight up group and just call it a day and just kill everybody, kill the whole gang. Because every time they do a joint together, it'd be just out of control, ridiculous. Like but Kiki, man, yo.
You put Kiki with anybody, she gonna rip it. Matter of fact, I saw her do something on YouTube. I think her son is doing something now, and like, no shout out to her son, but like her son did this thing and it was cool. But when she came in, I was like, I don't even want to hear her son no more. Move, go back to Kiki.
I wish I had a word for that element that she got, that Faith got too. Like it's something to they. I don't know. It ain't the runs. I mean, even though the runs is stupid, like it's out of control, stupid. But it's the texture of their vocal tone too, like in the placement, they pocket. Yeah, I don't know. It's just this black girl swag thing that they got in there that's just doing it for me. I don't know. I can't,
I don't know. That's right. Now, what are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming entertainer or entrepreneur?
Yo, if you're gonna get in the game, everything, I don't care how dope your marketing and promotion and all that, you definitely got to brand yourself for sure. But it's gonna always come back down to the music. Make sure your product is dope and make sure that you're doing it because you love it. Like you would be doing this even without nobody buying your records. If you got them two things in a situation where you doing it because of the love and you making dope stuff, then you're going to win. Like the cream going to rise to the top. Somebody going to hear that and be inspired. Like Jill Scott's album, that first album, Who Was Jill Scott? I don't even think she was like the major artist on Hidden Beach at that time. I think it was other people that were supposed to come out before her. But she was the music when people got put on hold, when they called a record label, her music was the music playing when people got put on hold. And it was getting such an overwhelming response from when people got put on hold that the label was like, "Hey, hold up. We got to put this out." You know what I mean? And it's because the conviction that she had in there, plus Jazzy Jeff with that touch of jazz production that he was doing, that music took you somewhere.
Wait a minute, I didn't know him and Jazzy Jeff was on that album?
You talking about one of the illest to ever do it. Production wise.
I didn't even know that.
That was his whole entity producing that album, man. Jazzy Jeff, Philly's finest, man. Such a jazz. Jazzy Jeff is that man. He might be the nerd on Fresh Prince, but if we go back to the DJ battles in the Fresh Fest, where it was like Grandmaster D, like Eric B, Jam Master J, AJ from Curtis Blow, and you got nerdy old Jazzy Jeff winning them all the time because he had this transformer. He invented the transformer scratch. Like people sleeping on Jazzy Jeff, man, because he looked like he looked. But that's production wise and DJ wise, one of the best.
I didn't think about him musically. I just love. I mean, well, musically as a DJ, I never looked at the credits
as a producer, right? Nah, that's a musician, man. That just happened to DJ. He's a musician and he's a song maker. Like people can record, but he can make songs. You know what I mean? He's a song maker and a hit maker at that. Like his stuff is. Do research on Jazzy Jeff, man. It's a bad boy.
Now you got me interested.
Yeah, that's a bad boy right there.
So we are gonna move on to our first little segment before we get out of here, and this is Kiss or Diss.
Oh no, you gonna put me on the spot with the diss? Okay.
Of course.
I can't diss nobody, love. I ain't gonna get a diss nobody. I'm about to call it something else.
It's hypothetically, so
I'm soft in that area right there.
So all I'm doing is throwing out some celebrity crushes, and you're gonna decide who you kissing, who you dissing.
Okay.
All right. So we got Halle Berry or Nia Long. Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Damn. Oh man. Well, everybody in love with Halle Berry. I like the old Halle Berry, like when she was in the Eddie Murphy movie. Back in the office. Right. And she was like Robin Givens was there, but she was like the little side crush. Like I like that Halle Berry, but. I had a crush on Nia Long back in the the Ice Cube and that whole genre, like when she was down in the movies, man. So I'm probably gonna rock with Nia, man.
Okay. Let's see. We got Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B. Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
That's crazy. Oh my God. they both incredible presences on the music scene. You know what I mean? I'm probably have to just default to seniority just because Cardi B came out as the first part of that 10th
Okay.
And you know, I rock with Cardi's skills too. She slept on skill wise. Like she got more punchlines than people give her credit for. Like,
yes, she did.
I'm assuming that she write all that. I feel like she writes her own stuff because it got so much.
I don't know if she write all of it. I know she write some of it.
Okay, well, I still have to give her something because you know she, you know what I'm saying. But you know, Meg Thee Stallion is on everybody's hit list too. So you know, but I go to Cardi.
All right, last one: Harriet Tubman or Grace Jones?
Oh God, that's a crazy comparison right there. What kind of madness? So, Shiza, well, like to sit down and have a serious talk to and figure out the mindset, I would definitely have an audience with Harriet Tubman. But Grace Jones, man, she got hits. People be sleeping on Grace Jones. Like she was a hell of a songwriter too, even though she was crazy and a model and all that. People go for Strange and all that. But all them songs that pulled up to the bumper, baby. She was before her time. Like her production, she was killing that in there. And then, just the poses on the album cover, like a statue. Like Beyonce got some stuff from that. That time when Beyonce had the little lace thing, the little contortion or whatever. I feel like that came from Grace Jones. But Grace Jones, she was hard and chiseled, but she was one of the first supermodels that was black besides Iman and the other one, Beverly Johnson. Beverly Johnson and Iman, it was like the first two up there really representing. Grace Jones came through like, what? Look at me. Damn it. And Fadi said it just like that, you know what I mean? But I can't picture Harriet Tubman in the sexual kind of that's just she too important. I would feel disrespectful to even come at her in that kind of way.
I didn't say where you had to kiss her. You could have kissed her on cheek. I mean,
I'll give her a big old hug and just say thank you forever to her for what she did. You know what I'm saying? Grace Jones is kind of a hard pill to swallow too, because she might break your face if you say something wrong. You know what I mean? She's been known to kick a few people ass in real life, like straight up, just like your girl, the other supermodel, brown skin. Who?
You talking about
Naomi, yeah. They cut from the same cloth when it comes to that. Yeah.
Okay, so we were going with Grace on that one?
I have to go with Grace because I can't even put Harriet even in that kind of a context.
We'll move on to our D.A.Qs, which is dumbass questions. It is random questions I want answers to. What movie scared you for life?
Oh, The Exorcist. When I first saw The Exorcist, that lady turned that neck like that, spit that green pea soup. What? I was like, what is this shit? They was talking this based on a true story and all that. Like, what? You better leave me alone with that. And then the very first Friday the 13th, Jason was cutting off heads and that all them sounds and people still splatting up. Like, I was like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But The Exorcist got me. That one, that really had me.
I think Chucky did it for me because you know how Chucky was based off that My Buddy doll, and I had one. Oh God, that was it. I was like, why you gotta get rid of this?
I always felt about Chucky, like, man, if I came across Chucky in real life, I'll beat his little, you know what I'm saying? I'll burn through all kind of fire, throw his ass in there with the firewood. I'll, put him in the dumpster. Chucky better not ever come at me, so I felt.
I don't know. You might feel different if you had a Chucky doll sitting right next to you.
Why would you gonna have a Chucky doll knowing you were scared of Chucky?
I didn't know. First of all, if you're a child, you ain't gonna be watching that movie anyway. So I'm just thinking, it's a movie with my doll in it. I'm watching
little doll,
and then got scared to death.
I felt like Chucky was too light in the butt to really be a threat, but
this is true.
I just couldn't buy in. I feared Candyman more than I feared Chucky.
Now that's what I was cool with Candyman. I ain't give a dang about him.
Because you a black woman, you probably felt like he wasn't gonna do you no harm. But the fact that you could say somebody's name 3 times in the mirror and that dude pop up and be ready to get it in on you, I was like, oh shit. Because sometimes, you as an only child, I'll be home by myself.
Yeah.
I'll be in the mirror looking and thinking like, I ain't gonna look in this mirror. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right, name a song that accurately describes your life right now.
Oh, yeah. A song. Shoot. God dang. What's the free as a bird? One of Erykah Badu's. I can't. Amel LaRue got a song. What's the bird? It's a bird reference. But I can't. It's a Amel LaRue song, and it's like a song about like kind of just feeling free right now, like just exploring your world, like but it's dope. Like, and Amel LaRue is one of my favorite artists too. Like from Groove Theory. Amel, she was so dope to me, or is so dope to me. Brave.
Bird song.
It's from Brave. God, I can't think of the name of the song. But dang, politically, I feel like the song by Erykah Badu when she's where they won't be naming no buildings after me to go down dilapidated. Like, you know what I mean? She's basically like, yo, people in it for the fame, you name a building after you, you'll get all that status, but the building eventually gonna crumble. Let's leave something more sustainable in the space, like a style of thought, you know what I mean? That's gonna last forever. Get on them buildings and put you in. Let's do something real. So I'm like, I'm an educator. I got my PhD, and so I'm interested in building programs that's gonna really help us as a folk and sustain us over time. So politically, Erykah Badu is ringing true to me, but just spiritually and stuff, I feel like free right now. I feel like I just feel free. You know what I mean? I feel like an artist, and an intellect at the same time that I can do whatever the hell I think I can do.
I know that's right. All right. If you could be a superhero, what would be your superhero name and what would be your superpower?
I just asked somebody this question the other day, and I like they came up with some good ones I hadn't thought of, like teleportation and like dang. But for me, I don't know why. Like, well, first of all, just I'll ask people if they was an animal, what animal would they be? And I always pick a bird because I want to fly.
Okay.
But my superpower, I feel like if I could just be invisible on demand, just so I can check out the lay of the land and just be in spaces on my own terms, and then behind the scenes see how the real politic is in the power spaces, and then come back to my folks like the spook who sat by the door and then say, oh, this is what they doing. This is what we need to do. And I don't know what I would call that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the invisible man because that's Ralph Ellison. I'm not trying to be like invisible, like my blackness makes me invisible. I'm trying to move past that. Right. I'm saying more like, I can't be the fly on the wall, man. That's just ridiculous. But I can't be Method Man because he already got that. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of my favorite MCs. Right. I'm just gonna be Peep Game Man. I'll be like Peep Game. PGM. I'll be PGM. You know what I mean? With disability supervisor. Peep Game Man.
Last one. Name 3 items you would buy to make a cashier feel uncomfortable.
A cashier feel uncomfortable that I would buy? 3 items? I might feel uncomfortable with let's see, definitely a box of tampons. Then I would go to Walmart, maybe get like probably the biggest, closest to fully automatic gun that they had.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Okay. That might make them feel some kind of way. And then I might buy a noose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they gonna be
I might buy a noose and I might start talking about, remember Black Wall Street in Tulsa? Remember what happened? You know what I'm saying? My uncle was in there. Here go my noose. Here go my oh, these are my girls, right? Rest in power for all those out there who died on Greenwood Ave in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wall Street.
I'm telling you. All right, our segment is Grinds My Gangster. G.M.G, what is one of your pet peeves?
Dang, it bothers me when people can't express in real time what they're thinking specific, like when people have too much fat on their thought where it can be interpreted 10 different ways, but in their mind it's just one way, and they leaving too much space for it to be this, that, third, and fourth, and fifth, and they think that the other person that they talking to knows what they're saying. You know, like, and it don't even have to be directed to me. It's like if I pass by a conversation and I see people just missing the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
And they think that and I know later on, one of them gonna be like, I thought you said, nah, I was saying, I hate that. Like, I want clear, precise thought that transfers into speech. And that's just ridiculous. I know everybody ain't built like that, but.
No, I got a friend like that. Like, he'll be telling me something, and I'll be like, wait a minute, what happened? And it's not that I don't comprehend. He doesn't say what he's thinking outward. He'll say the end of the sentence first. So he said,
my God.
Like, well, where's the rest of, how did you
Yoda, that Yoda style. You know, Yoda switch everything backwards in Star Wars.
Right.
But yeah, I have low patience for like non-clear thought expressed through words. Like, it needs to make sense and it needs to be concise. Because I feel like as a people, a lot of times we lose because our thought, as articulated through our mouth, is not where we was trying to go, but somebody just misinterpreted. And just that one little bitty thing, I feel like we should be able to control that so we won't fall into the traps that presents over time. Like, I hate that mistake. Like, say what you mean. Like, you know what I mean?
Look, I done said that a million times to everybody. Say what you mean what you say.
I need to work on that though, because I get overly critical when that's happening. Like, I probably be too hard on people who doing it. Like, you know what I mean? I've been accused of that. You know, it's probably true. But I know I sit in my own mind and self-edit my thoughts to the point now it's just on automatic pilot. And usually when I say something, I'm saying it in a way where it can't be interpreted too many different ways. It's going to pretty much be what I said is what it was supposed to be.
Right.
And I just feel like everybody should be able to do that, damn it. You know what I mean? But it's probably not fair.
One of my pet peeves is people that talk extremely slow.
School teachers. I've seen school teachers.
I'd be like, I get it, but can you come on now, finish it out. Let's go.
What about the people who keep their mouth in the same form as the last word? Like they say, you know? They just keep it there for like 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Get out.
I feel you.
All right. So we got two more things that we out of here. So we got our opera that thing out. So what this is, you're going to sing a song that you know at least one full verse to, but you have to sing it in your opera voice.
Oh my God. I don't know the verses to those. Let me see. Let me think of something.
What you mean?
I be forgetting our songs on stage. I ain't gonna even hold you.
A rap song, it could be an R&B song, it can be whatever song you know at least a verse to.
Okay. I'll do Nas One Love, the first verse.
Okay.
What up, kid? I know shit is rough doing your bid. When the cops came, you should have slid to my crib. What's up, Black? No time for looking back. It's done. Plus, congratulations, you know you got a son. I heard he looks like you. Why don't your lady write you? Told her she should visit. That's when she got hyper. No, I'm just playing.
That's how you do that thing, okay?
I definitely can't sing opera, but I know some operatic singers. I
can't either, shoot, but I have a good time trying. So, now, last but not least, we have our game Sing-A-Doo. Now, Sing-A-Doo is a game that me and a good friend of mine, DJ All-Star, came up with over the quarantine. You learned Pro Tools, we created a game.
That's dope. That's so dope. Sing-A-Doo. I love it.
Yes, sir. So what I'm doing, you're going to sing the melody of a song.
Okay.
Only use the word do. So I'm going to go ahead and do an example. You have to guess what I'm singing, and I'm going to let you do a couple.
Okay.
I'll do a little timer, so you got 60 seconds to guess what I'm doing.
Damn.
Hopefully I can do this justice. So let's get started. It comes with different genres too. We got hip hop, R&B, greatest hits, pop Billboard hits, country, rock, Sing-A-Doo favorites, old school TV themes, and party and dances. Now I can't do nothing in country. But we did we did every genre so everybody can be a part of the game. So I'm gonna do R&B and hip hop.
I bet.
All right. Do 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 do.
Call Tyrone.
There you go. All right. Do 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 do.
Is that personal? Is that your my man who did I Wish I Never Met Her?
Yes. Come on.
I love him too. I can't think of my man's name right now. something personal. Off the album.
You give up?
I can't think of him, man. I'm looking right at him in my face. It's emotional, right? What's the
Carl Thomas.
Yeah. Carl Thomas. Damn it, what's wrong with me?
All right, I'm gonna do my last one.
Vocalist.
What is this? Oh, this is easy. Do 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 do. Come on, you got to know this one.
I do, but that's, the doo-doo-doos is fucking. Who is it? Who's it?
My prerogative. Bobby.
I'm saying New Edition. That's what I was heading in that direction. It's my prerogative. Do what I want to do. See the doo-doo-doo-doos.
All right. So
yeah. Sorry, Bobby. My bad, bro.
I'm gonna hold the card up, and then once you decide what's because we got four songs on the card. You tell me which one you go. Well, don't tell me which one you're gonna do.
I just start doo-dooing,
and then I'll put the card down. All right. You got it.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Do 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 do.
Snoop Dogg.
No, the original.
Oh shit! Do it again.
Do 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 do.
Nothing but the dog in me. What is the name of the damn song? Okay, what is it?
Atomic Dog.
I knew I had to heard.
You got that straight from that. That's why you could. You know.
Next one. You got it.
Wait a minute.
Need me to move it?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Real thing.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
Oh my God. Go. All right, I'm ready for you.
All right.
And this ain't gonna be the hook. I'm gonna do the verse on your butt and see if you can catch me.
All right, okay.
Dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, YMCA. That is how you play Sing-A-Doo.
I love that game right there, man. Cool.
At singadoo.com.
That's where I can get one?
Yes, sir.
I gotta go get one.
Definitely.
You got me.
Where are you located? Are you in Atlanta? Are you in?
I'm in Houston. I moved to Houston.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because if you're in Atlanta,
Where are you?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh wow! I got a show in Atlanta coming up on the 22nd.
Well, go ahead and plug that. Let's go.
Yeah. We got a show on the 22nd.
Marlon.
It's Marlon.
That's
you
my
Marlon.
Yeah,
Marlon. Yeah. Marlon, my man, the comedian. That's my homie. So yeah, we rocking with Marlon on the 22nd, and I'm so mad I can't remember the name of the place.
Hold on, because that's my homie, so I know he probably got it posted on his.
He got it up there. I even did a drop for it and everything.
All right,
I got a bad memory, man. Too many years of that green substance.
You better remember them songs on the show, then.
But that's muscle memory now, love. I can forget all day, and they just come out now. They come out my pores.
Going to be at Delray Diner.
There you go.
There we go.
That's it right there. Delray Diner. We gonna rock. It's me and D.
Make sure y'all get y'all tickets so y'all can support and pull
check us out. You know what I'm saying?
And let them know how to find you again. And we are out of here. Go ahead.
You can hit me up at the Garfield Bright Experience, and that's on IG and Facebook. And if you want to get with Shai, it's Shai Roglyphics, SHAI, and then Roglyphics, one word.
All right. Well, that has been another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. We come in every Monday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and do yourself a favor and go ahead and watch all the rest of the episodes too, not just this one.
That was so
Kandid Kisses TV is sponsored by Sing-A-Doo. Did you do it today?
Sing-A-Doo.
Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it like this? Can you do it real quick? Pew.
class, but make it real fast. Test time is